What's up? This is Unique Effects doing a tutorial for Grid Photo Gallery. So when you open up the project, doing the main composition, and you can see all the scenes here. So let's move a bit on the timeline and see how this project works. So the whole photo gallery is divided into 9 different sections, and each section has 9 photos. So in this tutorial, let's fill up one of those sections, and you should be able to do the rest on your own. So in the project panel here, we have a empty folder for your import photos. So let's select that folder, go to File, Import, and let's import a few photos here. Open those up. And for now, let's close the folder. Next up, we have the placeholders. So in here, we have placeholders for all the photo spots, and it's divided into these sections like I mentioned earlier. So the red one is images 1 through 9, yellow one is 10 through 18, blue one is 19 through 27, and so on and so on. And you can also see the color corresponds with the scenes here. So that's gonna make it a bit easier for you to see where you're at and where to import your photos. So we're gonna focus on the scene 3, which is our first close-up scene with images 1 through 9. So let's open up 1 through 9. And what I'm going to do is actually open up all these compositions like so. So now we can close the placeholders folder, go to our imported photos, go to photo 1, and just start bringing in the photos. So make sure you drop it on top of the guide here. So that's good. Let's close that up. If you drop it below the guide, you're not gonna see it, but you can of course delete the color guide. So let's import a few of these up to photo 3. Photo 4. And each of these scenes has what I like to call a focus photo. So in the first scene, it will be this number 5. So for a while, let's just jump back into the main composition, take a look at our scene. So we have a first view filled up, and next up will be the close-up, which is mostly visible. So let's pick a good one here. So I want to take the Beanie Man. Drop it in there. Let's see how it fills up the screen. We can scale this down. And actually, let's move the image up a bit. So this looks pretty nice. So now back in the main composition, we can take a look at the scene, and our Beanie Man is in focus here. So that's done. Next up is the photo 6. Scale this down. Photo 7, and once you start having a lot of photos, one good thing to note is you might get a bit confused which images you used and you didn't use. So once you select an image, you can see if it has been used from the top here. So we can see the Beanie Man has been used 1 time, so we're not going to use that again. Let's just select this image, scale it down, and close. Beach books, scale it down, and close. So we're on to our last one. Scale this down, move it up a bit, and close. So now in the main composition, you can see how it works. We have filled up our first section 1 through 9. And we have this general view. We have a bit of a close-up view where you see the first section, and then we close into the first scene. So that looks pretty nice. And all the other scenes work the same way. So next up we have the yellow one, which will be placeholders 10 through 18. They will be marked yellow, so you should be able to work this out. So in the main composition, you can, if you want, delete some of the scenes or move them around. So let's say we actually want to delete this scene, so we can just delete it, but make sure you keep the project structure as it was. So let's move these scenes back, and there is a 2-second fade out on each scene. So if we leave them like this, you can see the scene fades out and this just pops in. So we have to make sure it's 2 seconds under the last scene, and they are in this cascading order like this. So that's about it. Then we still have the control panel when you can do a few adjustments, like changing the grid color. So you can make it black, or keep it white, or go with some crazy color if you want. Also color picker for the vignette, and slider for the opacity. So you can, if you don't like the vignette, you can just set the opacity to 0, or if you want to go a bit crazy, you can add more, so this kind of frames the images nicely. And you can also change the color. So that's the basics of customizing this grid photo gallery. Thank you very much for the purchase and support. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can email me through the profile page on VideoHive, or leave a comment on the item page of this project file. Thank you very much.